Big crowd at the Farm Progress Show looking at the sort of technology and innovations they can bring back to their farm, and many of them were stopping by the KSI exhibit. Joining me now is Paul and Jason Cabe from KSI. Gentlemen, thanks for taking the time to fill us in.
Thank you for being here. We surely appreciate this show here in Decatur. It seems kind of like a hometown show for us.
Why is that?
Well, our headquarters out of Cissna Park. We also have a facility in Sabetha, Kansas, which where Jason and I are from, but it's a good drive over here. We get to see the country and see the crops coming along at this time of the year. It's always exciting.
It is fun indeed. And what was on display this year at the KSI exhibit?
Well, we actually had the opportunity to kind of bring some new updates to some of our equipment. We actually have our 1282 here that is actually one of the first conveyors with the swing away that can swing around on both sides, and it's got a remote control on the swing away part, which is kind of new in the industry. So we're excited to show that here and have that here if anybody comes by our booth.
Let's talk about seed treatment equipment. That's something that every farmer needs. What are you guys seeing on the KSI front when it comes to seed treatment?
Well, the seed treatment, as far as the equipment, has kind of come a long way. It's more of a mature market here. We actually see kind of a big front. On display here, we have what we call the ELA, which is kind of where the market is going internationally, globally. So we're seeing some opportunity there as well.
Let's talk a little bit about that ELA. What is that? Can you bring us up to speed?
I'm going to just let Jason touch on that a little bit.
I can do that. So the ELA is basically a very entry-level treater, entry-level applicator, and that's one of the reasons it makes a good fit for the international market where markets are just getting into seed treating. They want very basic, very low automated seed treatment done. That seems to work well in places around the world where it's new markets.
What about those farmers who are maybe looking for something with a little more autonomy, a little more heft for their seed treatment needs? Can KSI meet those needs?
Yeah, so the fully automated system, that's really been our bread and butter for many years. That's where we have excelled. And the automation for us has really been something that has expanded beyond seed treatment into the agrichem market in general. And so we have found ourselves with the opportunity to become a single source solution in the ag retail world where we are not just providing automation for seed treating equipment, but also for bulk liquid chemical automation, as well as dry fertilizer automation. And all of that really sets KSI automation up for retail locations who are looking for consistency, a system that can integrate with their systems. That's something that is really probably, when it comes to technology, the focus of our automation is in that high technical and automated world.
So for a long time, KSI was a manufacturing company, but now it turns out you're also a software company is how it's shaping up, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's one of the things that growing a business is always exciting to see, what opportunities are going to come down the road and where we're going to find ourselves and just the world we live in, the software and data and automation and controls and integrations. It's a huge part of the future of our company, and it gets a huge focus with our development team.
Let me ask you about usability. When we talk about automation, we talk about technology. A lot of times folks are somewhat hesitant to try these new technologies. How does KSI help farmers overcome that fear to adapt to this new world that we're living in 2025?
What I think will help is as they see the next generation comes on to take over the operations, they're a lot more comfortable with that, and they understand that a lot better. And so we're excited to reach out to that next generation, as well as even in the retails. They've got new employees that don't understand what they do, so they rely on automation to do that.
That makes a lot of sense, and this is a growth area, I think, as you look to the future.
Absolutely.
Paul, if we've got growers who are curious about KSI, they want to explore the product line a little bit more, where would you send them?
I would tell them to come by our booth. We've got our sales team there. This is the time to do it when we're all together. This is the opportunity of these shows like we have here at the Farm Progress Show.
Fantastic. Paul Cabe, CEO of KSI, and Jason Cabe, COO of KSI. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us and fill us in on what's coming from KSI this year.